Well, hello, boys and girls. I am attempting this video for like the third time, so I'm hoping this one works. We are on lesson 13, session 2, and that is on page 285. So make sure you have your book. We're on page 285, finding equivalent ratios. Yesterday we talked about ratios and equivalent ratios being equal groupings. So we're going to look a little further into this today. So let's read the problem and solve the problem below. The ratio of picnic tables to garbage cans in a new national park should be 8-3. The park design shows plans for picnic tables in a small campground and a large campground. How many garbage cans should there be in each campground? So let's stop and think about it. We know the picnic tables to garbage cans is 8-3. We also know that there are 40 in a small campground, 40 picnic tables in the small campground, and 120 in the large campground. So let's read the problem again. The ratio of picnic tables to garbage cans in a new national park should be 8-3. The park design shows plans for picnic tables in a small campground and a large campground. How many garbage cans should there be in each campground? So knowing that we have an 8-3 ratio of garbage picnic tables to garbage cans, and we have 40 picnic tables in the small and 120 in the large. Stop the video and see if you can decide how many garbage cans should be in each. Okay, so hopefully you have come back with an answer. And one way you could have done it is to actually draw a model where every time I have 8 picnic tables, I have 3 garbage cans, and another 8 and 3, 8 and 3, 8 and 3. So that gives me 24, 8 and 3. Let's see. So now 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 8 is 40. So I have 40 garbage cans. So I'm sorry, picnic tables. So how many garbage cans do I have? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So when my ratio was 8-3, I believe I'm going to have a 40-15 ratio. So my ratio for the small campground would be 15. Another way you could have done this is I could have thought about, well, 8 times what gives me 40, and then 3 times that same number. So if I knew 8 times 5 is 40 and 5 times more of 3 is going to be 15. Another way you could have done it is to use a table. And with the table, I just kept counting 8. I added 8 more, got 24, 32, and 40. So each time I was adding 8. And on this side, I was adding 3 each time. Or multiplying by 2. When I went to the large cans, if I know 40 picnic tables gives me 15 garbage cans. So in my large campground, if I doubled that, if I had 80 picnic tables, I would now have 30 trash cans. And if I added these two together, I get 120 with 45 trash cans. So hopefully your answer was 40 gives me 15 trash cans, 120 picnic tables. I should have 45 trash cans. So if you didn't get that, go ahead and write that down. And let's look at the models. So you can use addition to find the equivalent ratios. They've used a double number line. And if you'll notice, the ratios are right over top of each other. So 8 picnic tables, I have 3 garbage cans. I added 8, I got 16 picnic tables and 6 garbage cans. So each time I just added 8 to picnic tables and 3 to the garbage cans, because each group has 8 picnic tables and 3 garbage cans. You can make sure that these are the equivalent ratios. And the ratio is 32 to 12, 24 to 9. So they're right over top of each other. So you could add or you could multiply. And here we have like a rate table. And if you look at it, instead of adding, they multiplied by 2, multiplied by 3, multiplied by 4. And down here, you'd multiply by 2, 3, 4, and multiply by 5 to give me my 15. And then when I think about 8 times 15 gives me 120. 3 times 15 gives me 45. So you could have done that. Now, when you use a rate table, and we talked a little bit about a coordinate pair. My X is the first number, my Y is the second. So I could write this ratio as a coordinate pair of 8 to 3, 16 to 6. Those would be my ordered pairs. Let's go ahead and look at the next page. Use the problem from the previous page to help you understand how to find equivalent ratios. Look at the first modellet. How do you know that the ratios from the double number line are equivalent? Well, we know they're equivalent because you can keep adding equal groups. So you keep adding equal groups of 8 picnic tables and 3 garbage cans to find the next number. And in each ratio are always 8 picnic tables for every 3 garbage cans. So 8 picnic tables for every 3 garbage cans. I'm adding equal groups. That's an N. Look at the second model. What number can you multiply 8 by to get 120? How can you use this number to solve part of the problem? See if you can think about that. What did we multiply 8 by? If I did 120 divided by 8, I'm going to get 15. How did I use that? Because then I multiplied, let's see, what was it? The 3 by the 15, 3 times 15, to give me the number of garbage cans in the large campground. So here we go, number 3. How many garbage cans should be placed in each campground? We already know the 40 picnic tables, I should have 15 garbage cans, and the 120 picnic tables, I should have 45 garbage cans. And if you notice, times 3 times 3. So whatever I do, as long as I do the same thing, that means I've added 3 more groups of that amount. Number 4, why can you multiply both quantities in a ratio by the same number to find an equivalent ratio? When you multiply both quantities, you are adding equal groups. So because you're adding equal groups, the comparison's going to be the same. Adding equal groups. Okay, number 5. Kai says you can divide both quantities in a ratio by the same non-zero number to find an equivalent ratio. Explain why Kai is correct. He is correct because division is the inverse or opposite of multiplication. So as long as I divide by both numbers, by the same number, then I'm going to get an equivalent ratio. So just like 3 times 15 is equal to 45. And then if I did 45 divided by 3 is 15. The same goes with the a second number we had, and it was 120. Let's see, we started at 8 to 3 was 120, and so we had 45. If I divide by 15, I get an equivalent ratio. Number 6, reflect. Think about all the models and strategies you have discussed today. Describe how one of them helped you better understand how to find equivalent ratios. You can stop the video and write down what helped you. Is it the pictures? Is it a table? Is it writing multiplication or drawing a model of it? What helps you understand how to find equivalent ratios? And let's look at page 288. This question, I want to read it, and then you're going to solve it. Haley makes a necklace with 24 blue beads and 32 purple beads. She wants to make a bracelet that uses the same ratio of blue beads to purple beads. She plans to use 6 blue beads for each bracelet. How many purple beads should Haley use? Let's go ahead and stop the video, and then we'll come back. All right. Hopefully you have circled answer B, 8 purple beads. And this is where we use division to find the answer. I divide both numbers by the same number. So if I had 24, this is blue, to 32 purple, and I know that I want to have 6 blue. What did I do to 24 to get 6? I divided by 4. So I divided by 4, and my answer was 8. So my equivalent ratio, 6 to 8, is equivalent to 24 to 32. Number 8, Kareem says that the ratio 4 to 1 is equivalent to the ratio 12 to 9 because 4 plus 8 is 12 and 1 plus 8 equal 9. Is Kareem correct? Explain how you know. The answer to that would be no, he is not correct. No, because if I had a ratio of 4 to 1 and I wanted to make it 12, how many times bigger did it go? 4 times what gives me 12? That would be times 3. So I have to do the same thing over here, times 3. And 1 times 3 is going to give me 3. So 4 to 1 is equivalent to 12 to 3, not 12 to 9. Let's go ahead and look at number 9. The table shows that Marta's heart beats 18 times every 15 seconds. Use equivalent ratios to complete the table. Explain how you found the time in seconds for 180 heartbeats. I want you to stop the video and then come back and check and see if you got the answers right. Okay, so you should have had 36 and 54 and 150. To get these, if I notice from here to here, I doubled it. So from here to here, I have to double that one, times 2 times 2. From here to here, I did times 3 times 3. Now I need to make sure that I don't just go, oh, times 4. No, from here, 18 to become 180. So 18 times what is 180? That's going to be times 10. So 15 times 10 times 10 is going to give me my 150. Hopefully you got that one. And we're going to look at the next page. I'm going to go over this example, but then you are going to do these 2 pages for homework. This is page 289 and 290. So let's look at the example. A soccer league has 60 returning players and 36 new players. Each team will have the same ratio of returning players to new players as the league has. How many new players will a team with 10 returning players have? You can use a double number line to find ratios equivalent to 60 to 36. Number pairs that line up vertically represent equivalent ratios. So we know we've got 60 to 36, and we need to make returning players to 10. So what did we do? We divided by 6. So I'm going to divide 36 by 6, and I get 6. You can divide each quantity in 60 to 36 by 6 to find the equivalent ratio 10 to 6. A team with 10 returning players will have 6 new players. All right, so you need to now complete numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. And let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this video worked.